It has been a minute. What are we doing? Christian, what's up, dude? It has been so freaking long. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, wow, it has been a hot minute since I've been able to stream because I haven't been living at a house with good Wi-Fi for a minute. So I've been sticking with like just uploading and things like that rather than excuse me. Oh my god. Rather than streaming. I don't know if you've seen any of the uploads. They've been pretty cool. But yeah, it has been a hot minute. Stream working okay on your end? Oh, thanks. Yeah, I got it while I was in Disney World. It's a good old Monsters University hat. So yeah. Um yeah. So what I was thinking that we would do, I have a tier list pulled up here. I was hoping you would join because I love hearing your ideas and your comments and things like that. So, what I'm gonna pull up here is yes, dude. I think Monsters University is better than Monsters Inc. I might have to say. Trying to pull up some music, some non-copyrighted music that'll be good for what we're doing. Oh, excuse me. Goodness. It's got a Hunger Games hat. Oh, sorry, for some reason it's. Oh, okay. Just got a Hunger Games hat based on the new movie. It says Lucy Gray and Kaviana. Nice. Yeah, I've never really been into like crazy with Hunger Games. I like saw I think the first movie I want to say when I was a lot younger, but I can understand why people like it. So, um yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do this one. Okay. Definitely turn this down a little bit. Okay. So, what I got here. So, I got a tier list that we can. Okay, for Fortnite music. Dude, what do you think of the new season? But yeah, I was thinking we do a little Star Wars tier list here. Let me go ahead and shrink my webcam just to make sure you can see all of it. Okay, cool. GM tracks, yes, I know. Yeah. I don't think I've bought any jam tracks because that was the thing for me is when I was like considering it, I wasn't sure I wanted to because I couldn't use them as lobby music. Jeez, so loud. Okay. All right. I say we'll just go ahead and start it off here. This is like updated main Star Wars projects. Um, so I guess we'll start from first to last. Lego mode. Yeah. I think Lego mode is fun. It's kind of like Minecraft. Okay. So with New Hope, where would I put New Hope? Also, I might want to like add a category. Can I put like not seen? There we go. Then we can put that one at the bottom. Okay, for New Hope, I'm between A and S. I'm gonna go A. I think A New Hope has some of Lady Gaga's doing tracks. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. I think New Hope, it's one of the best paced movies like I've ever seen, just period. Not even just Star Wars, like just one of the best paced movies I've ever seen. Yeah, A or B, yeah. I put it in A. I just, like I said, the pacing's so good. It's what started it all. Actually, I'm gonna put it. No, I'm gonna put it in A. I'm gonna leave it in A. Yeah, and that's what made me fall in love with Luke Skywalker as a character. I thought Darth Vader was such a cool villain. I thought Han Solo was so funny, and I just thought the world was amazing. I think George Lucas did a fantastic job with all of the issues in production that came with this movie. It's amazing. Empire, it's easy S tier for me. Again, writing is some of the best writing. I think it's the weakest of the original trilogy. That's fair. That's a fair assumption. I'll get to my thoughts here in a second. I think it's an easy yes. I think the writing's phenomenal. I think the characters are amazing. The character development of both Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader in this are so perfectly done. You think I'm short, huh? You think I'm short? I'm 6'1". I don't think I'm that short. But yeah. Yeah, how tall are you? Anyway, I think the character development, the writing, this is the biggest plot twist I've ever seen in my life to this day. The fact that Luke Skywalker is Darth Vader's son and that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father, obviously, is just, when I was a kid, that blew my freaking mind. So yeah, I think that's an easy S for me. For Return of the Jedi, I think I'm going to put this in a B. Yeah, I'll put it in a B. So what's funny is Return of the Jedi is my favorite original trilogy film. I think I have the most fun with this movie. I think I have the most fun with this movie with the Ewoks, with Han and Leia, with Lando, and it has those emotional bits too. It has Luke Skywalker refusing to join the dark side, and his dad defeating, and Anakin defeating the Emperor and fulfilling his prophecy as the chosen one. It has those emotional beats. It's also funny. I just think its pacing is a little rough. That's Empire's S tier for sure. 5-2. Return of the Jedi's S tier for you. I can totally understand it. I just think that its pacing is a little rough. Yes, dude, for real. Ewoks are so cute. So yeah, I think the pacing's a little rough. I think the fact that they immediately jump from Jabba's palace, Leia just kills Jabba, Boba Fett dies. Obviously, he didn't really die. Oh my gosh, I'm burping like crazy right now. To us rescuing Han Solo, to him being, out of the carbonite and stuff like that, like immediately into Yoda dying and Luke saying, "I can't fight my father." And then immediately into Endor, meeting the Ewoks. Like, it never slows down. It never slows down and gives the audience, the viewers, time to process what happened. Is Clone Wars on this tier list? Yes, it is. It's listed as the final season, but it's all of Clone Wars. It looks like they don't have the movie, which is a little weird. But yeah. So yeah. So yeah. That's my ranking for the original trilogy. Yes, and Ewoks are terrifying as well. So now we're gonna move on to the prequels. Episode 1, I'm putting in a D tier. I think this movie No, I didn't. I didn't. I haven't really been paying attention to that much Marvel stuff other than Deadpool and Wolverine. Like those are the only things I've really been massively. That's the only thing I've really been like majorly following along with. Um, but yeah, they don't have the movie. That's what you. I need to have a text box here. Let me add one real quick. Where is it? Chat box. Add source. Add source. How did this? Oop. Okay. This is F tier. So, yeah, I mean, I'd probably put it D or F as well. I've never seen the Yeah, I have. It's funny to me. I don't know. The only acting role I've ever seen Taylor Swift in, or heard Taylor Swift in, is the Lorax, and she was fine. But yeah. So, Phantom Menace is D tier for me. I think this movie gets way too much hate. I think the choreography and the action scenes and Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul are so good. But there are a lot of issues with this movie. The writing is bad. The pacing is also bad. The acting for some of the people are not that great. I do think that this sets up Anakin Skywalker's story very well with the death of Qui-Gon Jinn. And I don't. Yeah, no, the Clone Wars movie I would also put D or F. I'll explain that once we move along. I do think this sets up Anakin's story very, very well. Crap, where was I going with this? I also am not a huge fan of the villains. I think the Trade Federation is not a great villain. I feel like this movie, if it had a lot of more stuff really set in stone. Hold up, I gotta let my dog out of my room. I'll be right back. Have you watched the Acolyte? Any of the Acolyte? Yes, I'm caught up with the Acolyte, and it is. I'll get to it because it's on here. So, why is my dog barking now? What the heck? Sorry, Christian. I'll be right back. She wanted out. What are you barking about? My dog is very confusing. Okay. Okay. Yeah, if they had a little more things set in stone, I think Phantom Menace would be a little better. So yeah, but I do, like I said, I think it sets up Anakin's story very well. I think Qui-Gon Jinn is one of the best Jedis of all time, and I think the choreography that this movie sets up should be the expectation for everyone. Okay, next, Attack of the Clones. I'm also putting this one in D tier. I think this movie also gets a lot of hate. What the heck is this? It just says 30 minutes. Whatever. Okay, I think this movie also gets a lot of hate that it doesn't necessarily deserve. Some of it, yes, for sure. Writing again. Oh, what's up, Gage? How's it going? Writing again. Writing again is a bit flawed. Again, the lightsaber choreography is amazing. I love the introduction to the clones. The pacing is rough. Characters' motivations are a little flawed. But yeah, it's just not that great of a movie. But I do think it showcases Anakin's motivations. Not motivations. Like it showcases why he goes down the path that he's going down. So yeah. Yeah, it's just not great. I think the fight with Count Dooku is good. I do like Hayden Christensen as Anakin. The writing's just a little rough. And there are some cringe moments for sure. But yeah. Exactly. I don't like sand. It's coarse, rough, irritating, and it gets everywhere. Yes, you're right, Gage. Episode 2 is a fun watch because of the actors and who is in the movie. I think the acting is done well by all the characters, but the writing is just rough. Alright, Revenge of the Sith. This is easily top S tier for me. I think the pace of this movie is phenomenal. I think the act 2 and 3 of this movie is the best movie I have ever seen. I know that the dialogue is rough, but Anakin's motivations are so well displayed. His confusion, his anger, there's just so much happening within Anakin that Hayden Christensen showcases so well in his acting. He wants to save his wife, and he feels like the Jedi are betraying him. So he turns to the only person that's willing to help him, that being Palpatine. And we all know what happens. But this lightsaber choreography, is the best you will ever see in your life. Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor will never be topped in this Anakin versus Obi-Wan fight. This should be the expectation for Star Wars going forward. I'm sick and tired of people swinging lightsabers like it's a freaking baseball bat, and not like it's a saber made out of light. So yeah, I think it is an absolutely astonishing film. I know. It's insane. The first scene, the first battle over Coruscant, was supposed to be another hour and a half long or something like that. Order 66. I didn't even freaking talk about Order 66. Order 66 is done to perfection. The music, the emotion, the camera work, the cinematography, the raw footage of what is shown of Order 66 is done to perfection. And you feel for both sides. You feel for Anakin and you feel for the Jedi. They help you sympathize with Anakin a lot, but you also feel for Obi-Wan and Mace Windu and Yoda. So yeah. All right. Moving on to the newer aged films. Force Awakens. I'm going to go B tier. Yeah, I'm going B tier. When I first saw this movie in theaters, I thought it was the best thing ever. But it's because it was the first Star Wars movie I ever saw in theaters. And it made me fall in love with the world again. But this movie pretty much is a remake of A New Hope. It follows the same pattern. It has similar character development and structure. The only thing that was different about it was adding Finn into the mix, and that was such a cool way of going about it. I think the writing is good. The lightsaber choreography was less than I desired for it to be, but it was still okay. There's stuff about it that I was a little confused. I didn't think Rey should have beaten Kylo Ren. Because she had no training whatsoever. I don't think she should have been able to outuse the Force against him. There's a lot of flaws, but this is a decent movie. I loved Han Solo in this movie. It's really sad to see him die. I loved the character relationships. I loved Finn and Rey's dynamic. I loved Finn and Poe's dynamic. And I loved the Resistance, and I thought the First Order was so freaking intimidating. Even little kid me was a little skeptical once I found out they were doing a third Death Star. Yeah, I was like, again, I was like, it's just a New Hope all over again. Okay, Rogue One. I'm gonna get some hate for this, but Rogue One is a C tier for me. This movie is hard to connect with Star Wars because this movie does not feel like Star Wars. Yeah, Kylo was injured. I can understand the lightsaber battle. I can kind of understand the lightsaber battle. I can't understand her using the Force, like overpowering him in the Force. That's what I can't understand. Anyways, Rogue One does not feel like a Star Wars movie to me. It feels like a spy thriller, which is cool, but I every time I go to watch this movie, I want it to be better than it is. I think the pacing's a little rough. I don't connect with the characters at all. To be honest, the only reason I go back to watch this movie is for Darth Vader. I think Darth Vader is the coolest character in this film. So yeah, that's my take. Yeah, I mean, C tier is good. I think it's a good movie. I think Rogue One is a good movie. I just don't think it feels like a Star Wars movie. Last Jedi. F freaking tier. This movie sucks balls. It is so bad. I think Luke's character is not done justice. I think they throw Finn's character development in the trash by making him go with Rose. And I think that it was a terrible idea to switch directors in the middle of a trilogy. I will say, this movie is good if it is a good solo movie. If you can somehow disconnect Last Jedi from any of the Star Wars movies, it is a good solo film. But I do not think that it is a good Star Wars movie because it ruins character development and it also trashes on one of the most praised characters in all of Star Wars. So yeah. Another thing with Rogue One that is that it was definitely the studio experimenting with new genres, which paved the way for things like The Mandalorian years later. For sure. Yeah, like I said, I have a hard time connecting with the film because my first experience with it wasn't great. But it is a good movie. Last Jedi, F tier. I could ramble about how bad this movie is for so long. Okay, Star Wars Rebels. Top of B tier. I think the first VH Snoke's death was probably my favorite part about Last Jedi. For sure, Snoke's death was really cool. I just think Snoke could have been a really cool villain for all three of the movies. I think if he was killed like that in Rise of Skywalker, that would have been amazing. But killing him off the first time we see him physically on screen, Roxy's right here. But killing him off first time we see him physically on screen, I didn't like that. Because he could have been really cool. Rebels is top of B tier for me. Because... Excuse me. Because season 1 and 2 are just okay. It's alright. But seasons 3 and 4 is top tier Star Wars. It is top tier Star Wars. the character development of Ezra Bridger in this show is nothing like I've ever seen before. Ezra Bridger is one of my favorite characters. Kanan is awesome. He was cool beforehand, but when he gets blinded by Darth Maul, dude, he turns out to be one of the coolest Jedi of all time. He's so cool. But yeah, I think seasons 3 and 4 make this show what it is and paves the way for future projects. Okay, cool. Moving on, Solo. I'm gonna put Solo in D tier. I think Solo's a little rough. I liked the Han Solo origin story, but I didn't feel like it was needed. I didn't really feel more connected with the characters. The love story felt pointless to me because we know he turns out to end up with Leia. It just... Yeah, that's exactly what they did. You're right, Cage. With how she handles those Inquisitors so quickly. Yep, Ahsoka is one of the best characters in Star Wars. Anyway, I didn't feel like Solo was needed. I didn't really feel connected with the characters, especially because they were characters I've met. There was some good comedy. The love story felt pointless. The cool twist with Darth Maul was really cool, but I feel like they haven't done jack crap with it. I think the pacing's a little rough of this movie. Again, it's been a while. I might have to give it a rewatch, but I just struggled to, like, it was okay. It was fine, but like I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to watch this movie when it comes out on Disney Plus type of thing, you know? Yeah, exactly. I like Solo, but it doesn't add much of anything to Han Solo. Exactly. And the way that he comes up with his name is so dumb. It's just like the Fan 4 stick where he's like, what'd you say? He's like, say that again. Okay, next. Resistance, haven't seen. Don't really care to, not gonna lie. Rise of Skywalker, F tier. Everything that I said that was bad about The Last Jedi is almost the same in this movie. Yet, I can't say that it's a good movie on its own. I do not like anything. I don't like anything about this movie. I'm trying to think. What are some redeeming things? I think Kylo Ren's character is good in this. I think his redemption arc is really well done. But I hate that he's the one that dies. The lightsaber fights are terrible. The comedy is terrible. The writing is terrible. Somehow Palpatine returned. What the hell is that? Terrible movie. Yeah. And they tried to give us some history on Poe, and it's like, voice cameos are cool, but like, I wish there was more, you know? And also, they tried to give us some Poe history. You don't do that in the last... No, I haven't. I totally should, though, because it probably would have been better. What was I saying? You don't give us Poe lore in the third trilogy. Yeah, Leia's death wasn't bad. I wish they killed her off in The Last Jedi. I wish they would have had Kylo Ren kill her. I think that would have been better. So, moving on. Visions. I'll give it a D tier. It looks cool. I don't connect with any of the characters because it's all new characters. It looks cool. That's what I'll give it. Clone Wars. is an S tier. This entire show is. Oh, okay, yeah, definitely. Definitely send me that script. Clone Wars is why I defend the prequels. I think the Clone Wars makes the prequels better movies, especially Revenge of the Sith. Because of the last season of Clone Wars, or because of all of Clone Wars, it makes you understand Anakin's intentions even more. In Revenge of the Sith. Clone Wars is my childhood. I watched the Clone Wars movie before I watched the Clone Wars TV show, and I loved Ahsoka. I loved Anakin. I thought Obi-Wan was cool. But the last 4 episodes of Star Wars: The Clone Wars is the best Star Wars I have ever seen in my life, and that's what I'm saying. That it is the best Star Wars I have ever seen. The writing, the emotion, the development, the understanding, the battles, like everything was just, the voice acting was just so perfect. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Sam Witwer as Darth Maul will never be topped. It is so freaking good. Yeah, and I think Ahsoka is one of the best developed characters of all time. I will say, Christian, I know you think Ahsoka is the best character. I think Anakin is the best character. When you see him fleshed out through the prequels, through the Clone Wars, and when you see his character development as Darth Vader, it is perfect. My one problem with Clone Wars is that the episodes are not in chronological order. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to do that with a 7-season show, but yeah. Clone Wars is just, it's what Star Wars is supposed to be. What the heck is this?
The Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road, rated M for mature.
With the Wells Fargo
Okay.
Active Cash credit card, earn unlimited 2% cash back
Cool.
on purchases.
Andor. Not seen Andor. I need to see Andor. It might make me appreciate Rogue One a little more. I just kind of keep forgetting that it's a show. I definitely, over the summer, will probably watch this. Whitwer needs to write and direct a Star Wars movie. He would make it perfect. Absolutely. I think he would make it perfect. I think if they give Dave Filoni full creative control in the Star Wars IP, I think it would be perfect. But because Disney has such a grasp of all of it, it's struggling for sure. Ahsoka's growth from one of the worst characters to one of the best characters in all fiction, let alone Star Wars. Yeah. Andor is an A tier. I don't know. Haven't seen it. I need to watch it. I'm going to have a lot of more free time this summer, so I'll definitely watch it. Right now, I'm not going to lie, I'm about to watch The Boys. I just finished Gen V, so I'm about to watch The Boys. What's good about Clone Wars is that it writes Anakin in a way that makes him believable as both the hero of the Clone Wars and this tormented boy destined to become Darth Vader. Absolutely, that's a perfect way to describe it. Because the prequels only show this destined to become Darth Vader. But then when you watch Clone Wars, you see this hero and this guy that every single person in the galaxy looked up to. Yeah, for real. Okay, Mandalorian. Bottom of A tier. I don't know if someone said my name or not. Bottom of A tier. That's Mandalorian. I would pick it was actually better than I was expecting. Oh, okay. Interesting. But yeah, Mandalorian season 2 of Mandalorian is the best Star Wars we've gotten. Live action. Let me say this. Is the best live action Star Wars we have gotten since Revenge of the Sith. I think the writing and again the character development is astonishing. It's so well done what they do with Din Djarin and how they use Grogu in that context. But yeah, I mean, then they just tossed it away in Book of Boba Fett. I'll get to that. But I think, yeah. I think it's very, very good. What the... Bruh. Season 2 should have been the ending. I don't think it should have been the ending. I think it should have been the ending of The Mandalorian and Grogu. I think they should have stayed separated. That's what I think. Book of Boba Fett. I'm gonna put that in F tier. I think Book of Boba Fett hits on Din Djarin's character development. I think the fact that he's like, I want Grogu in my life. Like, that's not how that works. And then the fact that he's like, I want to be a Mandalorian again. Like, dude, you just have experienced how freeing it is being outside of this cult. And getting to experience love and admiration for someone. And then you're just throwing it away. Yeah. Season 3 does have Ahsoka. Or Season 2. Does Season 3 have Ahsoka? I don't think it does. I guess Book of Boba Fett. There is one episode of Book of Boba Fett that is good. And that's the one that's focused on the Mandalorian. Not even about Boba Fett. The one that is focused on the Mandalorian is so good. But, yeah. I think this trashes on Din Djarin's character. I think it trashes on Boba Fett's character. It makes him seem like a wuss. Fennec Shand is alright. Like, there's no stakes to this show whatsoever. So, yeah. Obi-Wan Kenobi. C tier. Yeah, was Luke meeting Ahsoka? For sure, absolutely. And Ahsoka meeting Luke, for that matter. I think the fact that she sees part of Anakin in Luke is super cool. Obi-Wan Kenobi is a C tier. I wish this was a movie instead of a TV show. I think if this was a 2 hour and 15-minute movie, it'd be better than the 6-episode TV show, I want to say. There were just some episodes of Kenobi where I was like, why does this episode exist? And I was like, okay, cool. So we're just going to push past that this was a useless episode. I think the stuff with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. Yeah, exactly. He gets hit once and he's like, I need to go sleep in the back to tank. Oh, thanks. I don't know. I just have whatever playing in the background. I don't know. It's just non-copyrighted Star Wars music. So yeah. I think it's pretty bad. And then Kenobi, I think the stuff with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader is so cool. I love seeing Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor back. Child Leia was a little rough, for sure. Star Wars struggles with finding good child actors, I will say. I think Jake Lloyd struggled. I forget this girl's name. Look it up. Oh no, it's Leia. Kenobi. Vivian Lyra Blair. Okay. Yeah, I think she was okay. Like, it was fine. Fennec Shand was also alright in Book of Boba Fett. I think she was cooler in The Mandalorian. But the stuff with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader is so well done. The fact that it still haunts Obi-Wan to this day, the fact that it will forever haunt him and Anakin is really cool. Again, I wish the saber choreography was better. I think that's what Disney's really, really struggling with right now. Tales of the Jedi is an A tier show for me. I love this show so much. I think that showing us earlier Count Dooku as a Jedi, because they talk about him being a Jedi all the time, in the Clone Wars and in Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, all that stuff. The fact that we see him as a Jedi and see his struggle is really, really cool. And I love seeing Padawan Qui-Gon. Oh, that was really cool as well. And Padawan Mace Windu, like it was really, really cool. Yeah, for sure. Phoenix, like, yeah, it's rough. I've been binging the Conjuring universe. Oh, been time to watch either Tales of.
Hey, it's Jared from Kings of Leon. Listen to our new song Nowhere to Run on YouTube and YouTube Shorts. Your one-stop.
What the heck? That's a cool picture. That's a really cool picture. It's making me like emo. Okay, Tales of I haven't seen. Yeah, actually, I haven't seen Tales of the Empire or Bad Batch, so we'll go ahead and toss those in there. Where was that? Tales of Jedi. And then I love seeing more of Ahsoka Origins. I love seeing Ahsoka training montage to show the exact training that got her out of Order 66. That was really, really cool. What else? I feel like there was another character that was a focal point that I'm missing. Ahsoka, Dooku. Who's the other character? Huh. I feel like there was another character. Whatever. Tales of the Jedi, A tier. Ahsoka. I'm gonna put Ahsoka in C tier. I think there are 2 episodes of this show that are phenomenal. But I think the rest struggle a little bit. I'm gonna say the last 3 episodes of the show are really, really good. Can you tell if my dog is barking at me or not? 1 second. Yeah, I'm glad that Ahsoka went to Padme's funeral as well. Shows that they were actually connected. Where are we at? Ahsoka. I think the last three or 4 episodes are really good, in my opinion. The stuff with Anakin is really good. The stuff with I don't want to spoil it because I think Gage, I don't think you've seen it yet, right? don't know if Gage has seen it. But let's just say that the latter half of the show is strong. Now, Acolyte. Granted, the first 3 episodes have only come out, but so far, F. This show sucks. It sucks. It retcons so much of George Lucas's things. It sucks. So bad. I can't talk about it since it's new. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it. So there is my tier list. Go ahead and download this image. Yes, Balin is really cool. Now, totally thought I was already logged in. Nope, okay. Whatever. I'll post that on socials later. But yeah, that is my Star Wars tier list of all major projects. And of course, 4 things I haven't seen. But yeah. Yeah, Acolyte. I know I told you it was good the other day. Just episode 3 ruined it for me. Episode 3 absolutely ruined the show for me. I thought episodes 1 and 2 were promising. I felt like I was connecting with the main characters. I thought the Jedi were really cool. But episode 3 absolutely ruined it for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep watching. I mean, there's only 3 more episodes, I think. I think they're doing 6 like all the other ones. But yeah, episode 3 made me hate it. Not gonna lie. Huh. Let's see, what other tier list should we do? Should we do Lego games? I feel like I focus a lot on that here. We could go down to the nitty gritty and do literally like every Lego Star Wars game levels, you know? MCU movies? Yeah, we can do MCU movies. I feel like I should say Marvel movies. Yeah. MCU projects. What is this? 2023, so it's got to... I don't know, what does it have till? Oh, it's got upcoming projects. We won't do that one. We'll do this one. This one's also 2023. WandaVision on DVD. Nice. Curious, does this have all of it or? Yeah, Gage, you should watch it just so we can talk about it. We could do this. It's got a lot. I think that first one was probably the best. This one, I know it's not like a recent, or we could just do this. MCU projects tier list. This is, oh, updated 2024. Awesome. Yeah, we can do this one. I feel like I should also, can I add one? It's just not saved to the website. add row below. Cool. We'll make it. Oh no, we should definitely make this that. And we'll make this one that. With that. Awesome. Okay. Then this one we will label as not seen. As little as possible. That's funny. Okay. Iron Man. Oh, what's funny is I'll give this a great. I'm gonna rename these actually. S A B C D and F. Then we gotta add another one. Cool. And then this one will be labeled as not seen. Okay. Yeah. Iron Man, solid A. I think Robert Downey Jr. is perfect casting for Iron Man. I think this movie is well paced. What socials earlier? Do you have Instagram? It's the only one I have, but yeah, I have it. It's just Claymaster04. You should be able to find it. It's also, if you want to just go to my YouTube bio, it should be in my bio. Yeah, it is in my bio. If you go to my bio and go to links, you can just do Instagram and it should just take you right to it. So yeah. Yeah, okay. Back to here. Solid movie. I think it's obviously what started it's what started the MCU. And I think it's a really well written movie. The pacing's really good. The humor's really good. The only thing that I don't necessarily like is the villain. I don't think Ironmonger's a great villain. So yeah. Hulk, haven't seen it. I've tried watching it. Excuse me. There you go. Hey, I just got a notification that you started following me. Project. Yeah, okay. Gage just promoting his Instagram. I see how it is. I'm just kidding. I started watching it and it was like when I was trying to go to sleep or something. So I fell asleep and I didn't really see it that much. It looked just to be alright, you know. Iron Man 2, I'm gonna give it a D tier. This just does what this movie does, but less. And it's been a while since I've seen it. Oh my gosh, my ear just popped. But I remember the villain was okay. Justin Hammer just makes me mad. Like, it's not that like, he makes me mad because of how bad of a person he is. I just think he's annoying. But yeah, I think some of the suits in this are really cool. The introduction to Black Widow is really cool. Humor is good in this movie. I loved War Machine as a kid. I thought the turret on his shoulder was super cool. But yeah, so I thought it was pretty good. Or I mean, I think it's just all right. You know, I'm just rambling right now. Thor, I'm gonna put in the same category as Iron Man 2. I think this movie is boring. The only thing that I like about it is Natalie Portman and Chris Hemsworth's character chemistry. Jeez, I could not talk. I think Thor and Jane made a great couple. I thought that Thor's motivations were fine. I think it was crazy that he was just outcasted. Yeah. Sam Rockwell, of course, he wrote some of the script. But yeah. Thor's just, I just think it's okay. Yeah, I think the hallway scene was really cool. I think my favorite scene in the movie was probably when he gets in the car crash and then has the briefcase that turns into the suit. I think that's really cool.
Make the all-electric Cadillac Lyric all yours.
All right.
A stylish SUV that
Come on.
takes luxury beyond thrilling, all the way to electric. Experience yours today at Cadillac.com/lyric.
Cool. Just love. Yeah, she's a funny actor. And I think she works in as Darby. Captain America. I'm also gonna put that in 8. I'm actually gonna move Iron Man 1 down to a B tier. And put Captain America into A tier. I think this origin story for this version of Captain America is so good. I love the villain. I love the love interest. I love Steve Rogers' motivation and just his character in general. I love the stuff with Bucky. I think the pacing's really good. The only reason this movie isn't S tier is because... Why isn't this movie S tier? I had a reason. Because I think it's because of the humor. The Hawkeye appearance in Thor was, like, it was great. I mean, it was fine. Yeah, I just don't think the humor was all there. I liked the stuff with Howard Stark. I thought the Doctor was really cool. I'm sorry. For me saying it's an A tier movie, I should totally remember the Doctor's name, but I thought he was really cool. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a really well done origin story for this character. Moving on to Avengers. Am I really gonna do this early? I think it's that good. I think this movie makes an improvement on every character. It improves on Nick Fury. It improves on Captain America. It improves on Iron Man. And it makes you appreciate Hawkeye and Black Widow a lot more. Those side characters of of Thor and Iron Man, where you were like, oh, okay, these characters actually have some depth and in reasoning for being where they are and stuff like that. And their chemistry was also amazing. Yeah. I think Loki as a villain is really, really well done. And I think Loki's motivations are really well explained. Like, I understand why he's doing the things he's doing. But I mean, he also just sucks though, which is awesome. Oh my god. Sorry. The yawn just came out of nowhere. Iron Man 3. This in a C tier. I do think this is better than Iron Man 2. I think Iron Man 3 is one of the more fun MCU movies. I think we get to see a lot of Tony Stark in this movie and a lot less Iron Man, which is really cool because it just lets RDJ just shine as Tony Stark, which is perfect. So yeah, I mean, it's just a fun movie. Like, I think I could rewatch that movie a lot and I would just be like, oh yeah, this is great. Nothing too special about the villain. I think the stuff with Pepper is really good. And it adds a lot of reasoning to why Tony Stark makes decisions later that he does. Thor: The Dark World, F tier. This movie's pacing, pacing, writing, and direction is bad. I haven't seen anything with the Marvels. Actually, I just need to put all the stuff I haven't seen. You're gonna get mad at me, Christian. Haven't seen Captain Marvel. Is that Multiverse Madness? Seen that? Haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. Actually, I saw the first 2 episodes, and then I saw She-Hulk and Megan Thee Stallion twerking, and I was like, I think I'm good. I think I don't really care to watch that. Haven't seen Secret Invasion. Haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. Or that. Okay. Wow, I didn't realize how much of Marvel stuff I haven't seen. Okay. Where did we just put something? Is that the last one we did? Okay, this is Captain America Winter Soldier is top 3 MCU movies. Oh gosh. Might change my mind on. Yeah, I'm changing my mind. Putting Avengers in A tier. S tier. Captain America Winter Soldier is one of the best paced, one of the best action, one of the best written, and one of the best acted movies in the MCU. The chemistry between all the characters, the emotion, like I said, the action, the stakes of this movie are crazy. And Gage hasn't seen it, so. No. I mean, like, it's not like I was like, this is ugly or something. I was like, why am I watching this in an MCU project, you know? I was just like, eh. So yeah. Gage hasn't seen it, so I can't really spoil a lot of it. But it is so freaking good. Guardians of the Galaxy is another A tier movie. This movie is so well done. This feels like a family action comedy, if that makes sense. Like, I was just like, this movie is awesome. When I saw this in theater, I was just like, this movie is awesome. Of course, that's what you're referring to, Gage. This movie is just awesome. The cast is perfect in every one of their roles. The music really makes this movie. I'm just watching Christian yell at you, Gage. This is funny. But yeah. I'm not sure where to go from here. She hasn't. Okay, good. Right? I'm not missing something of hers. No, I'm chill. Okay. Oh, also, guys, make sure to leave a like on the stream. Forgot to mention that. The only drawback with Guardians is that after the 60 hour movie, like Guardians, yeah. Yeah, I mean, James Gunn knows how to make these types of movies, and they just tried to copy him, and it didn't have the same charm. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is amazing. The cast is perfect. The music really makes this movie. The emotion's really good. This was the first time I was like, wow, Chris Pratt can actually act. Okay. Yeah. Age of Ultron. I'm gonna put this in a B tier. This movie, I agree with you guys. Miley Cyrus? Who the heck does Miley Cyrus play in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? I agree with you guys that Age of Ultron gets way too much hate. I think this movie is the best movie we're gonna see with the Avengers. Like, they know how to work together, and they're an actual family in this movie. She voices the talking helmet. That's hilarious. Like, it's the most family-esque Avengers we're gonna get, which, you know, it's great, and I think all of their chemistries are really good, and I think Ultron is a great villain. Yeah. Ant-Man. Ant-Man I'm also going to put in a B tier. I think this is a fun movie. I love Paul Rudd as Scott Lang and as Ant-Man. I think the only drawback for it to me is Darren Cross. Darren Cross, I didn't think, like, he was just okay. Like, I don't know. I didn't feel any hatred for this guy or anything, so. Yeah, exactly. Like, he's supposed to be an evil mirror of Tony Stark, so he's supposed to be similar in his personality. He's not supposed to be robotic. That's the thing. Okay. Civil War. It's another S tier movie. Introduction to Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It's really, really good. The acting, the writing, the pacing, the twists, the stuff, the fact that Captain America knew that Bucky killed Tony's parents. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It's just they just went in a different direction for the MCU, which is fine. The pacing is perfect. The twists, like I said, are good. The action is phenomenal. Also, introduction to Black Panther. I forgot it also introduces Black Panther. The stakes for this movie are pretty high. Like, the stakes is the Avengers. Are they going to be a team anymore, or are they not? Like, that's crazy to think. Yeah. I mean, Wanda is really cool in Age of Ultron. Gosh, my throat is hurting. Might have to end stream after this, guys. My throat is actually hurting like crazy. So yeah. Closer to me. Come a little bit closer. Alright, cool. Yeah, Civil War is just almost a perfect movie in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, Wanda showcases a slim part of her full potential. So yeah, and it's pretty cool. The one thing I think that this movie is missing is more humor. That's what I think this movie has over it. There's a good amount of humor in this movie that lands pretty good. So yeah, hold on. No, I think they showcased a decent amount of Wanda in Civil War. I think because they were still trying to limit her capabilities. Yeah, I mean, Civil War is just not a very humorous situation. Like, I'm with you there, but not like Winter Soldier isn't either. But they still find ways to make it work. Like, Spider-Man, I think, is the only humorous part about Civil War, which, you know, it works, but yeah. All right, next up, Doctor Strange. I'm going to put this in a B tier. I loved this movie when it first came out. I thought it was so freaking good. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, I can understand your point of view as well, but yeah, I loved this movie when it came out. I thought Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange was really good. I thought the love interest was really good. I thought the only part that confused me was like the villain. Like Dormammu actually is only. Oh, you guys can't see me one bit, can you? Oh, wow, that was loud. Yo, I'm leaning over here so you guys can see me. Dormammu's only in it for like 10 minutes actually. And so the twists of villains confused me a little bit, which is why it's in B tier, but I think it has great humor. I think the casting was well done. I think the acting was really well done. Volume 2. This is a B tier for me. I think this movie, some people say this one's better. I think this one takes a step down from the first one. I think I really liked what they did with Quill just wanting to find his dad, or his dad finding him, and that he wanted him to be this person that he just wasn't. I thought that was really cool, and I think the stuff with Gamora is really good. And what the heck is this? Remix? We're just gonna do non-copyright music.
What if you could do SEO smarter and faster? With Wix, you can edit your meta tags page by page or all in one go. Modify your URLs.
What the heck? This sucks. I just want some background music. Music lo-fi. This is perfect. Can we just do this? Yeah, this is great. Okay. We're just volume 2. I love the stuff with Yondu. I think Yondu's a great character in this one. And his sacrifices is really sad. This is the first Marvel movie that I was sobbing in theaters. And it's truly because of Chris Pratt's acting. That's what made me do it. Spider-Man Homecoming. This is a D tier movie for me. They make it, even though, okay, cool. See you in a second, Christian. Even though that, I'm gonna make it C tier. D tier seems a little harsh. Even though the point of the movie is he's not Iron Man Jr., they really make him Iron Man Jr. for sure. I think the stakes suck for this movie. The villain is smuggling some of Tony Stark's expensive houseware. Like, so what if that happens? And then he crashes a plane and almost kills people instead. So like I get it. He wants to stop this guy from selling things like that, but like, I don't know. The stakes just kind of suck. I think this is the first time. Yeah, I'm with you, Gage. Like, this doesn't feel like a Spider-Man movie. Like, this just doesn't, like, it feels way too MCU. and I don't think that's what they needed to do with this movie. I think the love interest kind of sucks. I don't really like Liz that much. I do love him and Peter and Ned's dynamic. I think that's great. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. Thor Ragnarok. S tier. This movie has great pacing, perfect humor. Dude, everyone completely disagrees with me on this, but what you're saying too so true. Yeah. Yeah, I think they wanted to. Yeah, like, I don't know. They tried really hard to make Aunt May and Uncle Ben in the MCU movies, and I don't think that works, because we know Uncle Ben's actually was involved in Peter's life. I kind of wish they... Yeah, I mean, fair, but when did Whiplash come out? Did Whiplash come out in 2016 as well? Because I'm not going to lie, I am glad that he focused on that film over... What are we on? Thor Ragnarok. I think this movie's pacing is amazing. I think character development is really good. I think the humor is fantastic. I think the writing is really good. This is exactly what you want from an MCU movie. Yeah, and it's just, yeah, 2015. Okay, because I know Homecoming came out in 2016. So I don't know if he was focused on other projects and stuff like that, but yeah, because, you know, people refuse to cast anyone else but J.K. Simmons as live action J. Jonah Jameson. So, yeah. Great. Moving on, we have Black Panther. Putting this in an A tier. This is exactly how you do a black superhero movie. I know I'm not one to talk, but the amount of respect and care that is put into this movie, and the fact that they chose the right people to make this movie, and that they chose the right people to work on this movie and gave them full creative control. Yeah. This is a great movie. Chadwick Boseman, R.I.P., was perfect as T'Challa. Absolutely perfect in this role. Michael B. Jordan showcased acting I didn't know he was capable of. I think Killmonger is one of the best villains in the MCU. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about this movie because of how well done it is. So yeah, Infinity War. This is an A tier for me. A lot of people would put it up here. I'm leaving it here. Yeah, I mean, oh, welcome back, Christian. I think this stuff with Wanda and Vision is really good. I think the sacrifice that Wanda has to make with Vision is very well done. I think Josh Brolin as Thanos is amazing. I think the stuff with Loki and Thor is really good. I think the stuff with the Guardians is really good. Oh, you're good, Christian. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Black Panther speaks for itself. What was I gonna say? What else about this movie? I think Spider-Man is a little underused in this movie, I gotta say. I think Robert Downey Jr. is good. I think they overused Doctor Strange. But I love that the protagonist of this movie is Thanos. I love that we're following Thanos through this battle. And that the Avengers are the protagonists of the film. Even though we want the protagonist to win, even though we want the antagonist to win. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, I wanted to get Wanda out of the way so you would know I remembered that she was in this movie. Yeah, we want the antagonists to win in this movie, even though we're watching the protagonist. Like, it's a great way to do this movie. Ant-Man and the Wasp, D tier. This is just a worse version of the first Ant-Man. The humor is less, the villain is less, the stakes are less. Like, the pacing's rough. Acting is a little iffy. So yeah. And it's just a rough movie to have in between Infinity War and Endgame, gotta say. So yeah. Endgame. Put on the same level as Infinity War. I think the last 30 minutes of Endgame is some of the best movie I've seen. The fact that we're seeing all the characters that we've grown up with on screen together, finally doing all these things together. The Russo brothers knocked it out of the park with these movies, with Endgame. Again, it's one of those movies that kind of speaks for itself because everyone's seen it. I think the send-off to Iron Man is really good. I think the send-off to all the original Avengers is really good. So yeah, I think it's good. Far From Home. It's another C tier. To be honest, I'm gonna put it in front of Homecoming. I gotta reorganize some of this stuff. No, that's good. Put that there. Oh, no, that and then that. Cool. The one thing I also don't really like about Endgame is how overpowered they make me. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm kind of, my throat's really hurting, so I'm kind of just trying to finish this up. Just gonna say, that's good. Put this at the front. Okay, cool. Yeah, Far From Home. They struggled with this one too. I think they realized that MJ and Peter are a good couple. And I think this slightly improved over Homecoming. But yeah. Kind of just in the same boat. It's still just him trying to get past Tony's death and not be Iron Man Jr. anymore. Which wasn't that the point of this movie? Like, I don't know. Alright, WandaVision. This is right here for me. Solid B tier. I think the beginning of this show is perfection. The ending of the show is a little rough. I think the finale was underwhelming for what was going on in the actual show. But I loved the character development of Wanda and Vision and oh my god, getting all of them together. So yeah, I mean, Christian, you could talk about this forever, but yeah, I think right here is, well, that's what it is for me. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
When was the last time I took a road trip? How many national parks could I hit in 2 weeks? What?
This is bottom of B tier for me. Actually, top of C tier. I really like Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie's chemistry together. I think that these characters were meant to be. Yes, Christian, it's a B tier for me. I knew you were gonna get mad, but yeah. Where's it going? Where was I at? Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think I watched this show at the correct time. All the problems that were going on in the world related so much with this TV show. So it was very... Agatha All Along is a bop. Don't worry. I still think that's a bop. Carly, yeah. Carly was definitely insufferable, but all the stuff with the fact that there was a super soldier before Steve Rogers is... I don't... Like, it was... And that he was black, so they kept him hidden and stuff like... Oh my gosh. I thought they handled real world events really well in this show. So yeah, that's why it's in B tier. Loki is A tier. Right in front of First Avenger. Season 2 really bumped it up for me. Season 1 was good. But season 2 really... They really did this character justice. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, so I'm not really going to talk that much about it. But yeah, it's really good. Black Widow, Christian, you're also gonna hate this, is an F tier for me. I struggled to connect with this movie. I think it was made at the wrong time. I would have liked it if it was made earlier, but it just felt pointless. Like, it felt like there was no reason to make it whatsoever. Yelena was awesome. I loved that she was introduced and that she's the character that she is. Florence Pugh killed that. But I struggled to care, you know? Because it's like, well, I already know what's going to happen. So, yeah. Oh, what if season 1 is a D tier for me? It kind of just was like... Black Widow is F tier? Oh, okay. I didn't know if you liked it or not. I know you liked Black Widow, but I wasn't sure if you liked the movie Black Widow. Oh, excuse me. What if season 1's a D tier? It kind of just got boring for me. Yeah, maybe phase 2. Just kind of got boring. The first couple episodes were good. I liked the zombie episode. I liked what they did with Spider-Man, but it kind of just got boring. So yeah, Shang-Chi. Some people hate this movie. I freaking love this movie. I think this movie is awesome. I love the fight choreo. I love the chemistry between the actors. I love the character development. I love the writing of this movie. I love the pacing. I think it is really, really well done. And I love the villain. The villain is so cool. His Shang-Chi's dad is so cool in this movie. Eternals is a D tier. This movie is way too long. If they cut this movie down by 45 minutes, I'd probably have it in a B tier. But there's so much unnecessary stuff. Should have came out after Civil War. That would have been good. Or maybe after Winter Soldier. I think if Black Widow came out after Winter Soldier, that'd be even better. What if kind of just developed into the Captain Carter show where Peggy is at the center of literally everything. Yeah. Yeah, it was, yeah. Hawkeye is a B tier. I really liked Hawkeye. I loved Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. I loved how they adapted the fact that Hawkeye is deaf. Yeah. No, he's amazing. Yeah, I put Shang-Chi above WandaVision. I think Shang-Chi is better than WandaVision. I don't even know. Like, I think it would have been fine as a movie, but they just needed to cut it down. But yeah. Where was I at? Hawkeye, yes. This was just a fun watch. Return to Kingpin, yeah, it was really cool, and it's just a fun watch. I just thought everything about it was just like, man, this is great. No Way Home. This is hard for me to rank. No Way Home, I will put right here. Oh, No Way Home's first watch. Yeah, technically Daredevil should be, but this was projects made by the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Produced by Disney, so no. No Way Home on the first watch was one of the best movies I had ever seen. I cried so much seeing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. And seeing the three of them together was just a dream come true. It's something I never thought would happen. So yeah, I mean, and it was a great theater experience for me. I got to see it with my girlfriend, so it was great. It was great. But on rewatch, this movie's kind of boring. This movie was made to be seen in theaters for the first time. But yeah, I mean, the first and second act just kind of like, you just wait for the third act every time. You rewatch it, you're just like, man, I'm just waiting for the other Spider-Man to show up. What was nice about it before is you were invested in the story because you didn't know the Spider-Man were gonna show up. So yeah, Moon Knight. Oh, you are gonna get mad at me, Christian. Putting this above WandaVision. Yeah, Yelena and Kate's interaction in the elevator is so funny. Yeah, and in the apartment where she has the mac and cheese. Yeah, it's funny. Moon Knight. I think this show is made possible by Oscar Isaac. This man's acting capabilities are beyond measure. The fact that he is able to play 3 different personalities and make me believe that they are 3 different actors playing that it's astonishing. Ethan Hawke as the villain is so good. The fight choreo is really good. The only thing that I didn't like is the big old CGI monster battle at the end. But I thought everything before that was really good. I thought the love interest was good. Yeah. Multiverse of Madness. It's a D tier for me. This movie was just... yeah. Like this, No Way Home is the only MCU Spider-Man movie that feels like a Spider-Man movie and not an MCU movie. Yes, Elizabeth Olsen is phenomenal as Scarlet Witch in this. This movie was just boring. The writing was kind of ass. It was crap. Sorry, I'm getting tired, so my bad words are coming out. The drive of Doctor Strange sucks. The fact that he's like, I'll love you in every universe. Like, Like, the Illuminati was cool, but they killed him off too fast. Like, yeah, I don't know. It was just Miss Marvel is also a D tier. I was bored with the show while watching it. I thought the girl who plays Kamala is really cool. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely screwed over Charles and Reed. And screwed over John Krasinski, for that matter. I think he would have made a great MCU. Reed Richards. I thought the girl that played Kamala was really good. I thought her friend was really good. I'm forgetting his name. But again, I wasn't a huge fan of how they did the powers. So, yeah. Love and Thunder, F tier. I hated this movie. It made me so mad how they did Thor's character in this movie. The only thing that I really enjoyed about it was Gore, the God Butcher. Christian Bale killed that role. And yeah, and the cinematography is really good. What is this? What is that? Was that Werewolf by Midnight or whatever? Oh, I see. So there's one in color, one in black and white. Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't seen either of those. Wakanda Forever. C tier. It's just hard to make a Black Panther movie without Chadwick Boseman. They did the best they could, but yeah. I mean, they did a lot with her character. Yeah, I'm with you, Gage. It's just hard to make a Black Panther movie without Chadwick Boseman. They did the best they could, but it was just okay. So yeah, the holiday special. Put this in a B tier. This was fun. The stuff they did with Kevin Bacon was no, that'd be funny if you played Gore the God Butcher though. This was just fun. The stuff they did with Kevin Bacon was fun. I loved what they did with Peter's character, how he was struggling. For what it's worth, Kamala Khan was his first film role ever, and I find it very impressive that she was able to land that. It's every actor's dream to get that break as soon as they can. Yeah, absolutely. She killed it. She took the pressure and it didn't affect her. She was great. And it helps that she's a massive Marvel nerd. So she just fit the character already. So yeah, but I love the holiday special. I love that there was actually some emotional moments and stuff. I love that everyone was willing to do what they were asked. I love Drax and Mantis in it. It was great. Quantumania, freaking F. This movie sucks. I wanted Kang to be a lot cooler than he was. The humor didn't land. The pacing was crap. Yeah, it wasn't MODOK was here. This was MODOK. What is this? Oh, you met her? Dude, that's awesome. Where did you go to Comic-Con or something? So yeah, that's yeah. That sums up Quantumania for you. Volume 3. This movie's an S tier. This is a perfect send-off to these characters. I went and saw this movie with Gage, actually. With Gage, and Gage's brother Pete, and our friend Nate. And it was almost... We were seniors. We were graduating seniors at the time. So the send-off to those characters was almost a send-off to, our high school. And... I don't know. I just really connected with this movie so much. And I have never cried in a movie as much as I cried at Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. You can ask Gage. Every time stuff with Rocket started happening, I was just like, I was cussing because I was like, dude, I don't want to cry even more. So yeah. Yeah, Quantumania was pretty terrible, and Cassie, the actor who plays Cassie, I did not like her at all. All right. Oh, I didn't realize they had separate seasons on here. Okay, Loki season 1, I'm gonna put about here. Loki season 2, I'm putting right here. What they did with Loki in season 2 was great. Yeah, he put Dog Days are over, dude. Yeah. So there you go. There you guys have it. I need to like 1 second. I'm gonna show my face here. I think I accidentally only Ooh, okay, perfect. I got scared because I only copied the image for the Star Wars tier list. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'd switch Loki season 1 with 2. You like season 1 better? I loved season 2, dude. I thought it was awesome. Yeah. There you guys have it. There's my tier list. I'll upload these onto X, Twitter, and X and Twitter. Oh my gosh, I'll upload these onto X and Instagram. So yeah. Hannah Montana, dude, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, guys, my throat is it's hurting. So trip tomorrow, but it was awesome streaming and just getting to hang out with you guys again finally after a long time. So yeah. I will definitely be streaming a lot more when I have the chance to. But yeah, it was fun just being able to talk to you guys and chat and stuff like that. So yeah, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you guys know when I'm streaming. And yeah, I will catch you guys later. Peace.